Are you feeling stressed about whether or not to take insurance or just do private pay? Do you feel like you don't really understand either process enough to make an educated decision? This is the first of our two-part video series covering the pros and cons of taking insurance or doing private pay. Hey, it's Becca here with Mindful Web Solutions. We create fun informational videos helping therapists grow their own private practices and recommend tools to help them along the way. Today, I'm going to give you the pros and cons of accepting insurance in your private practice. Before we dive in, I'd like to give you a quick overview of Mindful Web Solutions. We are a team of award-winning designers and marketers committed to helping therapists, counselors, and psychologists create a beautiful, custom, responsive website. For more information about what we do, click the link in the description below. Deciding if you want to take insurance or not can be extremely daunting for many therapists. Insurance gets a bad rap from a lot of mental health professionals in private practice. It may not be for everyone, but it's your choice to make. In this series, we are going to give you all the pros and cons of private pay and insurance so that you can confidently decide which is going to work best for you. First, you should dig into what you're expecting out of your private practice and what you enjoy most. If you don't mind having a fully booked appointment calendar, consider taking insurance. Taking insurance is going to do a lot of the marketing for you so that you can solely focus on your clients and not how you're going to find them. Let's dig into the pros and cons of taking insurance in private practice. First, your private practice will fill up fast. Most clients who have insurance do one thing when they decide they need to seek therapy. They call up their insurance to see who is in their network. When you're accepted on their network, you show up on these panels. Showing up on these panels gives you a steady stream of clients fast, usually completely booking up your private practice within the first couple of months. This also goes hand in hand with the second pro, which is you don't have to market. When the insurance company is filling up your private practice for you, you don't have to put any effort or money into trying to find clients on your own. The in-network referrals from the insurance company do all the work for you. Third, if you aren't having to find any clients, you can skip the process of creating your brand. Your brand is how you present yourself to prospective clients. If you are booked without any effort, then you can skip the step. Next, you can have more frequent sessions with your clients. When you're seeing a client who is using their insurance, they are just going to be paying a small copay and the insurance is paying for the rest. Since they aren't reaching into their pockets as much as private pay clients, they are more likely to see you weekly. When you can get that frequency with the client, they are likely to achieve their goals at a much quicker pace, giving you and them a huge feeling of accomplishment. This will likely start to give you a stream of referrals since they are so satisfied with the healing that you help them achieve. Economic recessions? Not for you. With insurance, if the market tanks and everyone is holding onto their cash, you won't be nearly as affected since insurance will be paying most of the bill. This is also great for people who are strongly against the idea of niching down. When you choose to accept insurance, you'll get a broad range of clients, so you get to see a little bit of everybody. Number 7, you are helping people who would not normally be able to afford therapy. This is a huge moral motivation for a lot of therapists, and we see it as a major pro. Just because someone cannot afford out-of-pocket therapy does not mean they shouldn't have access to it. Accepting insurance helps reach out to all that may be needing help. The final pro is accepting insurance gives your practice some credibility in that the insurance company has credentialed you. Now that we've highlighted all the reasons you should take insurance, let's cover why it has such a bad rap. To start with, insurance can take a really long time to pay you. I'm talking about 6 weeks at the minimum and months at the most. When you are first starting out, waiting that long to receive payment could be detrimental. Next, you have no control over basically every aspect of your practice. Insurance companies will tell you who you're going to see, and unless you have some major reason why you just aren't fit for the client, you have to take whomever they send your way. On top of them telling you who you can see, they also restrict how. They can tell you which methods you can and cannot use, along with how long and where you can see them. This can get really frustrating when you are trying to help somebody, but you have a list of rules of how you can and cannot run your practice, and you have to follow them. Our third con is a big one. You're going to make less money in exchange for your time. You may have a set rate on what you charge your clients to pay out of pocket, but guess what? Insurance doesn't follow that at all. They use your zip code and your qualifications to determine how much you should make. Once they have that rate, they only pay you a portion of that, normally around 60 to 80%. When you are making so much less per client, you have to see a lot more clients to make your needed salary. When you push yourself by seeing that many clients, you're risking possible burnout. If you're unfamiliar with burnout, we have it linked in the corner for you right now. If you find that frustrating, wait until you hear the next con. Since you are taking insurance, they dictate how you get paid. They also have the right to deny your claim. In order for you to dispute this denial, you have to call them. You will be spending a lot of your time on the phone with the insurance company trying to get paid for the work that you are doing. They often have a high rate of denial, and even the smallest mistakes can get your claim denied. When a client's insurance denies a claim, guess who gets stuck with that bill? Your client. This often causes a disruption in therapy process, which is our next con. They can take up to 2 months to tell you that they have denied a claim. When this happens, it creates a huge bill. This huge bill can be a major surprise to the client, and they may not have the funds to cover it. This causes them to pause their current services with you and maybe even cause them to never resume. Number 6 is, in order for the insurance to pay your client, they have to have a diagnosis from you to see why therapy is needed for that client. This permanently marks this person with a diagnosis on their record. When you are seeing clients with insurance, you tend to get a lot larger group of them that are not motivated. Since they aren't paying for that much out of their own hard-earned cash, they tend to take your healing a lot less seriously, causing you more frustration when trying to help them. Lastly, accepting insurance ultimately requires to have some software and systems in place. You will need to learn how to handle billing properly, along with making sure that they have the correct software to do so. This is our list of pros and cons for accepting insurance in private practice. Keep in mind that not all insurance pay the same rate, so the pay cut you are taking if you do decide to accept insurance can span a wide range from one company to the next. If you decide that accepting insurance is right for you, help yourself by getting specialized training for that. There is no class in college that teaches you how to bill insurance correctly, and as we stated earlier, insurance companies can deny you for even the smallest mistakes. So take some time and invest in your knowledge of how to bill correctly so that you aren't costing yourself money in the long run. You can always look into paying someone to take care of your billing. This is a way to ensure that you are getting paid for the work that you are doing and takes a large amount of stress off of your shoulders. Leave us some comments on how much this video helped you make the call on whether you should accept insurance or not. Don't forget to subscribe to us so you will get notified when we release tomorrow's video on the pros and cons of taking private pay in private practice. Mindful Web Solution builds custom websites for therapists, counselors, and psychologists. If you need a website for your private practice, click the link in the description below. I'm Becca with Mindful Web Solutions, and I'll see you in the next video.